How y'all doing out there? Left Lane here, coming to make another video. It's January 8th, 2018. This is the Alabama season review. As much as I hate to do this, I promised you the video, so I'm going to give it to you. It's for all you Alabama fans out there. I'm not biased, I just hate Alabama. But I will get into who I think is going to win in the next video that I will film later today. It should be up by, say, 4 or 5 o'clock. I think it'll have up by before then, but we'll just see. But anyway, September 2nd, they played Florida State. They won that game 24-7. Time of possession, 32-47 to 27-13. Pass yards, 89 to 190. Rush yards, key stat of the game right here, 173 to 40. Total yards, 262 to 230. First downs, 13 to 15. Third downs, 3 of 16 of 4 of 13. And penalties, 6 of 60 for 4 of 60. Game number 2 was Fresno State. That took place on September 9th. The final score was 41 to 10. Time of possession, 30-42 to 29-18. Pass yards, 184 to 208. Rush yards, key stat of the game, 305 to 58. Total yards, 489 to 266. First downs, 28 to 18. Third downs, 4 of 10 for 3 of 11. Penalties, 4 of 20 and 2 of 10. Just a quick note here. The number that I say first is Alabama. Just the same way it was with the Georgia video. Whoever's name I say first is Alabama. You know, what stat I get first is Alabama, excuse me. Game number 3, Colorado State University on September 16th, 41 to 23 was the final score. Time of possession was in favor of Colorado State, 26:07 to 33:53. Pass yards, 248 to 247. Rush yards, 239 to 144. Total yards, 487 to 391. First downs, 23 to 22. Third down, 7 to 12 and 11 for 18. Stat-wise, it was pretty well even, but Alabama found a way to score. Penalties, 2 of 10, 8 of 78. That makes them 3-0 at that point. Game number 4 was against Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt was undefeated at this point too, and they're like, we want Bama, we want Bama. And the final score for that game was 59-0 on September 23rd. Time of possession. That's a 42-55 to 17:05. They basically had the ball for a quarter. Pass yards, 172 to 38. Rush yards, 495 to 40. Total yards, 667 to 78. First downs, 38 to 3. Third downs, 9 of 15, 2 of 11. Penalties, 5 of 25 and -1 for 17. I didn't understand that stat, but that's what it was. They're 4-0. Game number 5, Ole Miss, 66 to 3. Time of possession, 36-37 to 23-23. Pass yards, 248 to 136. Rush yards, 365 to 88. Total yards, 613 to 224. First downs, 21 to 11. Third downs were 7 of 15. 0 of 13 for Ole Miss on third downs. Penalties, 7 of 60, and then 3 for 30 for Ole Miss. 5-0 at this point. Game number 6, Texas A&M. They won that game 27-19 on October 7th. 27-32 to 32-38 on time of possession. Pass yards, 106 to 210. Rush yards, key stat of the game right here. I think this is the determining factor. 232 to 71. Total yards 338 to 281. Not a big difference in yards. First downs 16 apiece. First down 16 apiece. Third downs 4 of 14 and 3 of 14. And penalties 6 of 50 and 6 of 45. They're 6-0. Game number 7. Arkansas on October 14th. They beat them 41-9. Time of possession 30-27 to 29-33. That's pretty even there. Pass yards 175 to 65. Key stat of the game right here. Rush yards 308 to 27. 27 rush yards. I mean, that's just, I mean, that's mind-boggling. 483 to 192 on total yards. First downs 23 to 15. Third downs 5 of 11 and 5 of 18. And then penalties 6 for 66 and 5 for 25. So they're 7-0. Game number 8. Tennessee on October 21st, 45-7. I think this was the second. I know the 2 games they held opponents under 100 total yards. I know Vandy and Tennessee. Anyway, time of possession 34-51 to 25-09. Pass yards 329 to 10 against Tennessee. Absolutely pathetic. I didn't watch that game. Because I knew what was going to happen. I mean, it wasn't even worth watching. I mean, if you were an Alabama fan, it was sweet victory, but for Tennessee fans, it was a misery you would want to forget. So I didn't even watch it. Total yard, no, let's go to rush yards. Rush yards 272 to 64, a little bit more than Vandy. Total yards 601 to 74. First downs 35 to 7. Third down 7 of 13, 1 for 12. Penalties 7 of 56 and 9 for 81. 8-0 at this point. Next up is LSU on November 4th. They won that game 24-10. Time of possession edged by LSU 25-33 to 34-07. Pass yards 162 to 127. Rush yards 116 to 151. I believe that's the only time they were outrushed this season. Total yards 278. First downs 14 to 16. Third downs 5 of 14 and 9 for 19. Penalties 1 for 11 and 5 for 30. And I believe LSU had one turnover. I think that was at the goal line. That made a huge difference in the outcome of that game. Next up, they're 9-0 at this point. Next up is Mississippi State on November 11th. They won that game 31-24. Barely won that game. They had to come from behind for that one. Time of possession 21-04 to 38-56. Mississippi State dominated time of possession. Pass yards 222 to 148. Rush yards 202 to 172. Total yards 424 to 320. I guess really that's the key stat of the game is the total yards. Pretty well even everywhere else. Third downs 3 of 10 and 8 of 15, and then penalties 5 of 60 and 4 for 30. 10-0 at this point. They play Mercer. That was a 56-0 routing. Time of possession 25 minutes to 34-48. Pass yards 265 to 54. Key stat of the game. Another key stat. Rush yards 265 to 107. Total yards 530 to 161. First downs 22 to 9. And then third downs 4 for 6 and 5 of 16. And then penalties 1 of 5 and 2 for 10. Low penalized game there by both teams. 11-0 at this point. And then comes game number 12 on on November 25th, the Iron Bowl and the West Division Championship game. I guess that's what you could call it. Winner, because Auburn only had one loss. Alabama had none. Winner of this game advances to play Georgia. Time of possession, 23:58 by Alabama, 36:02. Pass yards, 160 to 236. Rush yards, 208 to 168. Total yards, 368 to 404. First downs, 19 to 25. Third downs, 311 to 918. That was a key stat. Penalties, 8 of 60 and 4 for 40. That was their only loss of the season. They didn't go to the championship game and got into the playoffs. I don't agree with that. I don't think they should have been there. I don't think they should have been there. But anyway, they're there. I can't do anything about it. January 1st, 2018, Clemson. They beat them 24-6 to advance to the championship game against Georgia. Time of possession, 32:11 to 27:49. Pass yards, 112 to 90. Rush yards, 141 to 64. Total yards, 253 to 154. I mean, that's really the story of the game. I mean, Clemson could just not get no offense going. First down, 16 to 14. Third downs, 8 to 17 and 8 to 19. Penalties, 2 for 10 and 4 for 29 for Clemson. Offensively, they had 24-72 pass yards, 33-21 rush yards. They had 190 a game on the passing game, and then 255 on the rushing game, for a grand total of 57.93 for 445 a game average. Defensively, they gave up 1759 pass yards and 1194 rush yards at 135 a game for the pass and 91 a game for the rush. It's a grand total of 2593 and giving up 227 a game. First downs is 288 for 22 a game. Third down, 69 of 164 for 42.073%, and they were penalized 60 times for 493. Now, when we compare their stats to Georgia, offensive and defense, Georgia had 23-12. Alabama had 24-72. That's 165 a game to their 190. Alabama's 190. Rush yards, 33-21 to 37-42. That's Georgia was 267 a game. Alabama was 255 a game. Grand total, 57.93 to 60.54. But Alabama averaged more per game at 445, where Georgia was 432. Defensively, a grand total of 38.19 for Georgia and 25.93 for Alabama. That's 227 a game for Alabama and 272 for Georgia. First down percentage, 46 to 42. Penalties, 87 for 718. Alabama was penalized a little bit less than Georgia. I mean, about 1,000-yard difference when it comes to defense. Offensively, I mean, they're pretty well evenly matched. Of course, one less game on that, but I mean, it's going to come down to defense in this game. And I think, as much as I don't want it to see happen, I don't want to get into that. I'm going to get into another video. But they've got a little bit, like I said, about 1,000 yards difference. A little over 1,000 yards, actually. So, anyway, that's how they compare. That's my Alabama review. Look for the preview video later today, and then the review tomorrow. tomorrow. Butch Jones on Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.